In the rolling plains of Salisbury, England, artificial intelligence has just finished analyzing something that archaeologists have been getting wrong for centuries. Using cutting-edge photogrammetry and LiDAR scanning technology, combined with neural network pattern recognition, researchers have mapped every microscopic detail of Stonehenge's massive sarsen stones. What the AI found in those scans has left the scientific community in stunned silence. The tool marks, the acoustic properties, the mathematical relationships between stones, none of it matches what we have been told about this monument. And what is even more disturbing is what the machine learning algorithms discovered hidden in the precise positioning of these megaliths. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. Let me show you exactly what these scans revealed, and why the truth about Stonehenge is far more terrifying than anyone imagined. For decades, one question has consumed archaeologists more than any other. How did Neolithic people who supposedly had no metal tools, no wheeled vehicles, no written language, and no knowledge of advanced mathematics manage to transport stones weighing up to 30 tons over distances of 150 miles and erect them with astronomical precision? The site sits on Salisbury Plain, about 88 miles southwest of London. When archaeologists first began systematic studies in the early 20th century, they uncovered something that fundamentally should not exist: a massive stone circle built around 2500 BCE, 4,500 years ago. To put that in perspective, this was built before the Great Pyramid's completion, before the Bronze Age properly began, before humanity had developed most of what we consider basic technology. According to every model of human development we had, this level of coordination and engineering was impossible. The site consists of a circular arrangement of massive upright stones, some topped with horizontal lintels, forming a continuous architrave. These are not crude standing stones. They are precisely shaped monoliths, some standing up to 30 feet tall and weighing 25 tons each. The blue stones, the smaller inner circle stones, weigh up to 4 tons and were transported from Wales, 150 miles away. The official story has always gone like this. Neolithic farmers, perhaps motivated by religious fervor, came together in massive communal efforts to build this temple. They used antler picks and stone hammers to shape the sarsens. They somehow transported the blue stones from the Preseli Hills in Wales using log rollers, rafts, and human labor. They erected them using earthen ramps and rope, then carved astronomical alignments into the structure to mark the solstices. And then, for reasons we still do not fully understand, they maintained and modified this site for over 1,500 years. But here is what engineers noticed immediately. Even with modern equipment, transporting and erecting a 25-ton shaped stone is a significant challenge. Without cranes, without metal tools, and without the wheel being common in Britain at that time, it seems physically impossible. So when new findings emerged in 2024, claiming to reveal not just how these stones were shaped, but why they were positioned exactly where they are, the archaeological world held its breath. The breakthrough came from a joint team of British and American researchers who conducted the most comprehensive digital survey of Stonehenge ever attempted. Using ground-penetrating radar, aerial LiDAR, photogrammetry drones, and high-resolution 3D laser scanning, they created a complete digital twin of the entire monument, capturing every groove, every tool mark, every surface irregularity down to fractions of a millimeter. They scanned not just the standing stones, but the buried remnants, the fallen lintels, the entire landscape. But what caught everyone's attention was what they did next. They fed every scan, every measurement, every data point into advanced neural networks, trained to recognize patterns in ancient construction and acoustic engineering. What the computer vision algorithms detected sent shockwaves through the team. Under microscopic analysis and three-dimensional surface reconstruction, the AI identified at least 5 distinct working techniques used in shaping the sarsen stones. And here is where things get disturbing. The first technique involved pecking and grinding with stone mauls, exactly what we would expect from Neolithic technology. This is well documented at other prehistoric sites, and it fits the time period. Nothing unusual there. But the second technique shows something else entirely. Along specific surfaces of the stones, particularly on the lintels and the tongue and groove joints, the AI found evidence of astonishingly precise shaping that goes far beyond simple pounding. We are talking about curved surfaces measuring less than 2 millimeters deviation across spans of 2 meters. The precision is extraordinary. Dr. David Nash, one of the lead researchers at the University of Brighton, said that the level of uniformity they found in the shaping of the sarsen stones exceeds what we would expect from traditional percussion and grinding methods. The curvature of the lintels, designed to form a perfect circle when placed atop the uprights, shows geometric sophistication that requires not just skill, but systematic planning and measurement. The AI compared these surface profiles to thousands of known tool signatures from the Neolithic period. The patterns match nothing else from this era in Britain. 0. The precision suggests either an extremely controlled technique we do not understand, or measurement and planning methods that supposedly would not exist for another 2,000 years. But wait, the third technique may be the most baffling. AI-enhanced scanning revealed something that had been hiding in plain sight for 4,500 years. When the neural networks analyzed the acoustic properties of the stone arrangement, they discovered that Stonehenge was not just built to look impressive, it was engineered to create specific sound effects. Acoustic archaeologists have long suspected Stonehenge had sonic properties, but the 2024 AI analysis revealed the extent of this acoustic engineering. The algorithm detected that the precise spacing and shape of the sarsen stones creates a phenomenon called constructive interference. When sound waves bounce between the stones, they amplify at specific frequencies. Using digital acoustic modeling, researchers reconstructed what sounds would have been like inside the stone circle 4,500 years ago, when all stones were standing. The AI simulations revealed that voices, drums, or chanting at certain pitches would have resonated throughout the structure, creating an almost supernatural amplification effect. Frequencies between 95 to 120 Hz, the range of a deep male voice or drum, would have reverberated with particular intensity. But here is what makes this truly extraordinary. Achieving this effect was not accidental. The stones had to be positioned with extreme precision. Move any sarsen by even 1 meter, and the acoustic properties change dramatically. The AI calculated that the probability of this acoustic perfection occurring by chance is less than 1 in 10,000. This means the builders understood acoustic principles that would not be formally documented until ancient Greece, 2,000 years later. They somehow knew how to position massive stones to create cathedral-like acoustics, using nothing but Neolithic technology. The AI analysis makes that clear, and it makes the discovery even more startling. When the neural networks mapped the exact positions of every stone, both standing and fallen, and analyzed them for geometric relationships, they found something shocking. The placement of stones follows mathematical principles that predate known mathematics by millennia. The AI detected that the monument incorporates Pythagorean triangles, specific right triangles with sides in the ratios 3 to 4 to 5, in multiple locations throughout the structure. That theorem would not be formally described until Pythagoras in ancient Greece around 500 BCE, 2,000 years after Stonehenge was built. But the computer found these triangles embedded in the spacing between stone circles, in the relationships between the Aubrey holes and the sarsen circle, and in the geometry connecting the station stones. This was not one coincidental triangle. The neural network identified at least 7 distinct Pythagorean relationships built into the monument's layout. More disturbing, the AI found evidence of knowledge of pi, the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. The sarsen circle's diameter and circumference show a relationship of 3.14 to 1, accurate to within 99.7%. For reference, The ancient Egyptians calculated pi as 3.16, and the Babylonians used 3.125. Somehow, Neolithic Britons got closer to the true value than civilizations we consider far more advanced. The algorithm went further when it analyzed the monument's astronomical alignments, which everyone knows point to the summer solstice sunrise. The solstice alignment is the obvious one. If you stand at the center of Stonehenge on the summer solstice, the sun rises directly over the heel stone. This has been documented for centuries, but the AI analysis revealed that this famous alignment is just the surface. When the neural networks reconstructed the night sky as it would have appeared in 2500 BCE and compared it to the precise positions of stones, buried post holes, and landscape features, they landed on something staggering. Stonehenge encodes the 18.6-year lunar cycle, the time it takes for the moon's maximum declination to complete a full cycle. This is one of the most complex astronomical phenomena to track. You need to observe the moon continuously for nearly 2 decades to understand this pattern. The station stones, 4 stones positioned in a rectangle around the main circle, mark the extreme positions of this lunar cycle. When the algorithm plotted the sightlines between these stones, they aligned perfectly with the maximum and minimum positions the moon reaches on the horizon during its 18.6-year cycle. This is knowledge that was supposedly lost until modern astronomy rediscovered it, yet here it is encoded in stone in Neolithic Britain. The AI calculated that the precision of these alignments could not be achieved without decades of systematic observation and mathematical calculation. But the neural networks found something even more disturbing when they analyzed the monument's evolution over time. The AI was able to distinguish which stones were placed during different construction phases based on tool marks, weathering patterns, and working techniques. What it found contradicts everything we thought we knew about how civilizations develop. The earliest stones, the first Sarsen circle, and the trilithons erected around 2500 BCE, show the highest precision, the tightest joints, the most sophisticated shaping, and the most accurate astronomical alignments. These are the stones with the mysterious acoustic properties and the embedded Pythagorean geometry. Later additions and modifications, made over the following centuries, show progressively declining precision. The shaping is cruder, the joints less tight, the astronomical alignments less accurate. By the time Stonehenge was modified in its final phase around 1600 BCE, the work is markedly inferior to the original construction. This is the opposite of what you would expect from a civilization learning and improving their craft. The Egyptians built increasingly sophisticated pyramids over time. The Greeks developed more refined architecture with each generation. But at Stonehenge, we see peak skill first, then gradual decline. It is as if the original builders possessed knowledge and capabilities that later generations could not match, as if they were maintaining traditions and techniques they did not fully understand. As if Stonehenge was not built by people discovering monumentality for the first time, but by inheritors of knowledge trying to preserve what they were already losing. But perhaps the most shocking findings from the AI came when it analyzed how these stones could have possibly been moved and erected. The new research confirmed what archaeologists have long known. The Sarsen stones came from quarries about 25 miles north, in the Marlborough Downs. The blue stones traveled from the Preseli Hills in Wales, 150 miles away. But here is what the AI revealed that human observers had missed. When the neural networks examined the shapes of the stones themselves, they found something unexpected. Many of the Sarsens are not uniformly shaped. They have knobs, protrusions, and irregular sections that would make them extremely difficult to transport using the methods traditionally proposed, log rollers and sledges. The computer ran thousands of physics simulations modeling different transport scenarios. If you were dragging these irregularly shaped 25-ton stones over log rollers using rope tension and human labor, those protrusions, and irregular surfaces would create massive stress points. The simulations